In planting potatoes, her trunk is static while she is planting, but is dynamic when she begins to move around to plant potatoes in different areas. But mostly throughout the video, you will see that her trunk is static. Her head and neck are mostly static as well, with slight movement to scan the bed while she is planting. So she is about to start checking the soil to begin her planting, and when she's checking the soil, we're going to see finger MP flexion at 0 to 90 degrees as she is gripping the soil. The agonists she uses are the lumbricals and flexor digiti minimi, and the MMT score would have to be a 4 out of 5. Now she is raking, and as she is raking, we're going to see forearm pronation and forearm supination. Forearm pronation is in the arm farther down at 0 to 80 degrees. And she would be using the agonist of pronator teres and pronator quadratus. The MMT score would be a 5 out of 5 as she is holding the rake. And you can see the forearm supination in the hand holding the top at 0 to 80 degrees, using the biceps brachii and the supinator at MMT score 5 out of 5. And now she is going to start pouring some starter plant food. And when she's pouring, we can see PIP flexion of digits 2 and 4 at 0 to 100 degrees, using the agonist of the flexor digitorum superficialis, and then the MMT score would be 4 out of 5.
So after she pours in the fertilizer, she's mixing it, and we can see shoulder flexion from 0 to 75 degrees. And since she's not quite at half range of motion, her MMT score would be a 2- out of 5. And she would be using her anterior deltoid and her coracobrachialis. Next, after she's mixing the soil, we see her perform wrist ulnar deviation from 0 to 30 degrees with both of her wrists, and she would receive an MMT score of 5 out of 5. And for this motion, she's using her flexor carpi ulnaris as an agonist. Next, we're going to see her cut the potatoes. And in the way that she grips the potato that she's cutting, we can see that she's stabilizing the potato and keeping her fingertips out of the way of the knife, showing DIP flexion of about 8 degrees using the agonist flexor digitorum profundus. And since she's not at half range of motion, we can give her a 2- out of 5. And now she's making some trenches for her potatoes to put them in, and we can see her performing trunk flexion from about 0 to 40 degrees, where the agonist would be the psoas major, rectus abdominis, and the internal and external obliques.
So now that she has dug the trenches for the potatoes, you can see that she was performing shoulder adduction from 0 to 135 degrees. The agonist that she used would be the pectoralis major, and I would score her MMT as a 5 out of 5. And as she was placing the potatoes in the rows, you would see her perform elbow flexion. And the agonists for the elbow flexion are the anterior bicep brachii, brachialis, and the brachioradialis. And as she does that, you see a 0 to 150 degrees, and I would score her another 5 out of 5. And you'll see her start to smooth out the dirt in the garden. You'll see her performing MP adduction, and the muscles used for this motion are the dorsal interosseous and the abductor digiti minimi. While performing this motion, I would give her a 5 out of 5 as the range is 0 to 20 degrees. And after she's done watering the bed, you can see her perform knee flexion, which ranges from 0 to 140 degrees. And the muscle used for this is the hamstring group. And the motion would be a 5 out of 5 based on the MMT test.